Bonjour à tous, à vous, I guess. My name is Man Alone, and today on my YouTube channel here, we're going to talk Cloud Empress by Watt, a Mothership compatible ecological science fantasy RPG. Now, this game is it's not old. I think it's 2022 or 23. 2023. And I have passed by it no less than 112 times in my FLGS because, and I'm going to admit this, okay? I'm not proud of this. This is not a bad thought that I had, but it's one of those thoughts that, like, you know how we like to pretend that decisions we make in life are very thoughtful, rational, methodical, but really we're just basing things on these trite instinctual notions that we have. Well, I'm going to share that trite instinctual notion that I had just in case. There's going to be 99 of you that are going to respond to this by saying, "You clown, you fool, you coward." But there's going to be one of you that's going to feel a little less alone when I say this, because you're going to say, "Yeah, I can see myself thinking the same thing." I'd pass by this, I'd go, "This is beautiful. Look at this art. This art is incredible. Look at that. Look, it's a Mothership supplement. That doesn't make any... Mothership supplements usually don't look like that. It takes place like on the surface of a planet. Is the planet a desert? Is it a crashed space station? No? Wow, that's very interesting. However, it's not for me. And the reason it's not for me... I can do this. The reason it's not for me is because it's an ecological science fantasy RPG, and I am somebody who complains about paper straws. Like, if you live in a city where you get paper straws, and I always make the same complaint, and it's not a good argument. I usually go like this: "Oh, great, paper straws. So I gotta slug my soft drink up through a paper straw." Well, what about the fossil fuel industries? And I kind of nod, and then some people nod back at me. Some people, I can see it in their eyes. They're like, "This is the last time I get lunch with him." But, and that argument doesn't mean, like, so what? So what about what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. All it means is, I want my little treaty treat. I want my little soft drink, my bubbles, and I don't want the straw to get soft. And the price I paid for that is that I never played Cloud Empress until yesterday. It was 8 minutes till closing time. The time had gotten away from me, and I said, "Oh no, this is an emergency. The store is going to close in 8 minutes. I haven't spent any money." Which, if you go to the game store and you don't spend any money, boy, that feels like getting rejected at a grade school dance. And so I went into any port in the storm mode. I'm looking, I'm scanning, and all of a sudden I go, "All right, well, I guess I'll give this a try. At least it'll look nice on my shelf." And I flipped it over and I was like, wow, only $20. Not bad, because... And really, like, 5 years ago, that would have been an average price, but now that's like a good price. And I now list the ways to you that I was wrong about this. Okay, number one, this is not a setting. It is a rule book. It's based on Mothership, but it's a standalone rule book. It uses the panic system, it uses the save and check system, and it uses... the stress system. It's D100 roll under stats and saves just like Mothership. But other than that, I mean, it just uses the sort of skeleton of Mothership, but it explains how to do all of that. The combat is more abstracted. It is definitely an ecological science fantasy RPG. I think it shares a little bit of DNA with like Troika or Ultraviolet Grasslands, but it's not quite as like twee as Troika, and it's not as hyper specific as UVG. I think it has a lot of the same art and vibe as Nausicaa or any of the other Ghibli Miyazaki movies that are a bit more like have a bit more of an evolved action oriented adult centric storyline. The art is just completely blown me away. First of all, this is 58, 50, I mean, including the back, probably 59 pages. It also came with a like setting, a little adventure, I guess, Last Voyage of the Bean Barge. And this is like, yeah, 10 pages, all for $20. But that's not all. This is where this gets wild. So I'm looking through this and I'm going, wow, this actually has a lot of great tools. I mean, look here just in the inside. And then as you get to like the last 20 pages, it's unreal. The amount of tables and tools and diagrams are so good. And suddenly I'm going, gee, I think this has like enough tools to solo this pretty easily. Nice glossary. Look at the back cover here. And so I look at and I'm not sure, I think there's a copy of it in here. This is where my world started. My world just, everything I thought I knew, everything, it all just came tumbling down. And I ran outside in the rain and I said, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And then someone said, shut up. Last Action Hero, great scene. That was Tywin Lannister who played the antagonist. So I see this and I go, hubba hubba, that's the character sheet. I need to go on the website and download that. And I'm even going to use high stock paper because it'll be like a special thing, and it's kind of special. So I hope they have a downloadable character sheet. Well, they had more than that. So, yes, they had a downloadable character sheet, which I also want to say I did one of the most unhinged things I've ever done in my life, which is I printed it out and it had like a dotted line on the bottom of it. Now, obviously, like it's to indicate that it was perforated, but obviously it wasn't perforated. I printed it out myself. And I thought, wouldn't that be funny to like actually perforate that? And then a miracle or a curse happened, depending on how you look at it. My mother called and I had an hour and 9-minute, no kidding, conversation with her. She's just getting older. It's very, anyways, and I took an X-Acto knife and I scored this. And I'm like, can I make this perforated? And it had a perfect pull. I mean, I'm not kidding. You could sort of still see like the perforations here. I made my own perforations. That's how special this was. So yeah, I started loading up the character sheet here, and all of a sudden I say, what else do they have? What else is there for downloading? Which, by the way, the headline, which I should have said up front, you go on the website, it'll give you a link to drive through. This is free. Watt gives this away for free. So you could download this. BeeBee and I are playing it tonight. There are these huge cicadas. I'll tell you a little bit about the story, but there's this beautiful poster with their life cycle. There's a player's aid, which kind of gives you the bare bones of how to run through and keep the action moving. And by the way, the little perforated thing you pull off the character sheet is like a quick guide as well. So all of this downloaded, all of it free. But then I started having violent spasming because what I found next was a fully printable Solo protocol with like proto guts from Berserk, and I started losing it. I went back outside. I said, "Are you kidding me? There's a solo protocol." And the same guy, "Shut up, go to bed." And then even he was like, "Wait, did you say a solo protocol? I said, yeah, solo for Cloud Empress. It's free. It's a pamphlet. You could download it. Me and that man are now blood brothers. Well, we're spit in dirt brothers right now, but it's looking good. So yeah, it has this whole solo protocol, generating a party, character response types. There's an extremely interesting like character disposition meter, and then how to set goals, how to do. It's solo. Look at party goals, how to form those, and it has this like very interesting rotating party system where there are certain conditions that you set when you're generating your party to see whether like under what conditions will they leave or under what conditions will they stay, etc. So it's very interesting. And then there is this character sheets for that. Now you have to generate your party name. I did use Vox Profunda, which, by the way, I guess I should mention that today is the last day that you can get it for $7.77. And using Vox Profunda, this is the power of Vox Profunda right here, is that I think I pulled a 5 of hearts, and was it in, I think it was in the fractals. 5 of hearts. Yeah, so I saw a warm loaf of bread right there, and then fresh lemon with honey. Oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, my group's name is Lemon Loaf. So this is Lemon Loaf, and what we'll do, I will generate a Jorma, who is going to be me, the main person. We'll do that together. We'll talk about party morale, goals, and then we'll set up maybe 2 other party members to start. But anytime you go into a town and you have less than like 4 something, I forgot what the stat is, you roll for a new party member. So it's a pretty rotating cast. I mean, this is and that's consistent with the fiction, because the people who live like on the surface of the planet, the farmerlings, they live very nasty, brutish, short lives. Okay, and so like they make and break connections when they need to, and so it's important that we use the tools that we have at our disposal to both generate good, meaningful relationships, but also this is a good exercise in not getting too attached. But speaking of tools, in addition to Vox Profunda, which again, $7.77 sale ends tonight. It will go to its reasonable price of, I think, I don't know, 9 or 10, I forgot. And it's more, it's like $2 more. And I was like, this would be a good chance for me to showcase this. But to be honest, I think we can't, obviously that would be wise, as a businessman for me to feature this, but I think there's some good tools that we have here. And so let's see how it goes in terms of what is available for this. And I also want to say there are a couple other tools that I'm thinking about. Number one is this Forbidden Lands deck, which is, I really can't believe this, but I think this is the only deck of like combat move cards that I have. I know that I have like encounter cards where you can say like just roll up a different monster encounter, but I'm like, I think Forbidden Lands is the only one where you can randomly like do different moves in combat. So I don't know. This has never worked super well for me, as everybody who advised me not to buy it told me. But what we will use, let me go get it off the printer. Alex T had a little system. This is very plain compared to everything else we have. So let me just put a sticker on it. Alex T forwarded me in the Man Alone members Discord. Membership's $3.99 a month. This little combat like algorithm, basically combat move generator for your opponent. I wanted to keep it really simple because there's very low focus on combat in this game, and I have a little pet theory that authors who are violence averse uh, or combat averse call combat sections violence, and that theory held true. Wow, this is one of the worst stickers. That theory held true because the section on combat was very abridged, and which is fine. Honestly, I'm sick of combat. I'm so tired of just like now you go, now you go, now you go, which is why you can't just have one black and white sticker on a black and hold on. All right, little Lord of the Rings and my axe. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted like a basic thing because combat is pretty quick and dirty in this. There's even a recommendation from the author to just run all NPCs at once or all enemies at once, all of your characters at once. I actually want to try the Troika initiative deck for this. More and more, I've been interested in moving away from the classical balancing of combat, especially in OSR games. I think this was designed for Troika. I wonder how well this would work for Troika. Look at this beautiful like light from outside. Is that not gorgeous? My goodness. I think for Troika, it's actually a bit too OSR for for this because it's like so deadly. But if you have a game that's like a D100 game where people's HP is not 2.5 at the start of the game, this can work really well. Now, for some people, this is going to be aggravating because of the rule of Troika. And the rule of Troika is you cannot half Troika. If you play Troika, you have to. It's like if you cannot accept me at my Troika, you don't deserve me at my anything else because Troika works off of a different vocabulary of what balance is. And so I think what Troika and this game have in common is they're like the expendability is not quite the right word for characters, but like the fact that you can rotate characters. So what you do is you assign each of your characters like a symbol. So you have all of these different people in your party. And then this is you, so maybe you get like an extra initiative. And then you have like for every main enemy, there's 2 initiative cards, and then if there's like a henchman, there's another one. And then this signifies the end of the turn. And you take all these and you shuffle them, even the end of the turn card. And so turns can be like sometimes the turn will be a nice robust turn that makes a lot of sense, and sometimes the turn will feel quite unfair in one direction or the other. Let's just take a look at a turn. All right, so one of my companions goes, I attack, end of turn, reshuffle the deck. And now next turn maybe only the goblins or the gremlins go or something like that. And so I'm just testing it on a few games to see how it works and how I like it because I got to be honest, like the way that structured combat works now, I'm so sick of it. Like sometimes I feel actively like I just want to get it over with. Especially early game when there's so many limitations in what I can do. And I also feel in solo play there's naturally just like less options, especially this is so pretty. My god. There are so few options in some games where you like can't like there's just not a lot of things for your character to do. You're one character unless you're playing with like a group of companions or something like that. And so I just want something that shakes it up a bit, makes it less of like the same thing mechanical over and over and over. So we'll try that for initiative. If that doesn't work, there's like initiative cards in here. We'll try the system neutral creature combat oracle. I also have had these on hand every time. They're actually quite nice, but I've never used them as these boons and banes, so we'll see if we have a chance for any boons or banes. The system is going to be a D12, D10, pretty much across the board, D10, D100, 2D10. And so we'll use dyadic D20, and this is from Tower House Creative. The dyadic D20 is two D20s that are numbered 1 through 9 twice. And so, like, if you want a D20, you roll either one, and those that are outlined are 1 to 10, and those that are solid are 11 to 20. If you want a D2, you can do outlines are 1 and solids are 2. If you want a D10, you roll straight up like the red or black, and 0 are 10s. And if you want a D100, then black are 10s and reds are, so that would just the ones, D percentage dice or whatever. For some reason, I'm thinking of like, what's the easiest way to do a D4 on this? I mean, because I could do the D2 twice, but then I would never be able to get 1, right? Anyways, I actually am going to probably use this for a D4, and we'll see how these go, because sometimes my mind is like really vibing with the dyadic D20, and if not, we'll use the Q Workshop Llama dice, which obviously those are a good choice as well. All right, so let's just talk about the setting a little bit. Okay, so when I tell you the basics of what it, like the pieces of this game, your first thought is going to be, if you're familiar with Troika, that it's like, oh, this is a game kind of like Troika, kind of like absurdist, bonkers, silly, because it's a game about an empress who has been kidnapped from her tower. She has the ability to grant wishes. And the people who live in the Sky Kingdom, where she's from, are using this opportunity to spread conspiracy theories that it is the farmerling people down on the land who have probably abducted her. And so they are starting a campaign against them. But the cicadas, of which there are like 10,000, and of which they are like, well, I think there's a reference size on this poster. A full, like, this is an egg, this is a baby, this is a juvenile, and then full grown compared to a person. So these massive cicadas come out every, I think, I don't know, at some interval that they are 5 years early for right now. And they'll generally leave humans alone unless humans get in their way, because they're looking to eat from the soil or human bones is where they prefer to get it from, a substance called chalk, which gives magical powers. And also, let me actually show you the map here. This is the lowland wastes, and the lowland wastes is where all the people who live on the land are stuck, while the people in the sky live in luxury and aristocratic whimsy. People down here toil in the land, which is beautiful. There are blue rivers, there are green meadows, but the sky is always gray and filled with smog. And the reason for that is because there was this race of people called torturers that basically used the earth for everything it was worth, left it as a husk, and now the land is poisoned by the very thing that was being attempted to be extracted, which is chalk. And it's like literal white chalk. All right, so like I even went a little too far there, but if I just said like chalk, giant cicadas, wish-fulfilling Cloud Empress, like you'd be like, okay, so this is like Troika, right? Where like my character is going to be a haberdashery a haberdashery knight with like a butt cheek gun or something like that. And it's like, no, no, no. Because what happens is there is a very, like, as you read more into this, there is a very excellent story here. And it is actually a really coherent, cool magic system that works. And like the whole ecosystem that I described, it makes sense. That there's a point where it was really profound where it was like, if you don't look around the edges, it almost looks like a system that has achieved a sort of homeostatic balance. Because when the cicadas come out, the people will put out like the corpses of their dead, because the cicadas love to eat these bones. These bones are where the chalk is, the processed chalk. They prefer the chalk that's like eaten by the humans and deposited in their bone marrow. And they only do that in the summer. They say that children are taught to stay away from the cicadas the same way that like children in our world would be taught to fear fire or frozen ponds in winter and stuff like that. And it's just this like super beautiful system of like, there is a brutal balance to it. The chalk, though, is sort of like spice from Dune in that, well, spice is famously a geriatric substance. I don't think Frank Herbert understood what that word means, but he used it to mean it like it extends people's lives. The chalk in this is actually sort of like, you could think of it as irradiated. So it creates these. I have someone vacuuming upstairs. So using chalk will grant you like magical powers. In fact, the magicians, which is one of the archetypes, they they're ones that tried to like harness the usage of this chalk to wield magic, but at great cost to themselves, because it says your body holds the key to opening locks in reality, but each twist wears away at your teeth. There are no old magicians. For a time you will be brilliant, maybe even unrivaled. You are slipping, and no one beats the chalk. In no time at all you will be gone. For now, though, you are young enough. And interestingly, there are the wisdom teeth are where like the chalk is absorbed through in humans. And so people who are very what would the word be, superstitious, will have their kids like wisdom teeth pulled very early in their life so that they cannot absorb as much chalk into their body, even though everybody does. It's in the water, it's in the soil, it's in everything. And this notion of slipping or slippage, this word comes up a lot because, and I think this is besides this, well, there's a couple other things. So these cicadas, the torturers like left the planet to rot, and the cicadas outlived, and the cicadas just became bigger and bigger because apparently they, like, their ability to process the chalk is supercharged. And people like to think of them as these sort of like grotesque, beastly, bestial things, but they note that like in actuality they have very like loving family structures, and they're able to do, it says that they are able to do magic with the use of chalk that humans only can imitate. All right. There's also, some people will try to stay alive by doing what's called body hopping. So there's 4 ages. There's teenagers, full grown, old, and body hoppers. And body hoppers will just like keep, when they're about to die from the chalk, they'll just inhabit a corpse. And then when that corpse is like not even able to run anymore, they'll just hop into another corpse. There's a lot of cost for using magic in this. Some of the wealthier characters might have crests that are sort of magical runes that you can use a certain amount of times, but you have to like re-chalk them. You have to re-rub chalk on them to activate them. They look like this. And the slip is this thing that is really cool. It's like, an undertow, but it exists outside of water, and it's sort of like a distortion field in reality that when it comes close, people hear a buzzing sound, and you have to like hold on to something to tether yourself, but it's not necessarily like in a tornado you'd hold on to, a boulder or something. You should be so lucky to find a big boulder during a tornado, but you have to hold on to something that's very real. And some people are able to resist like the pull of the slip. Some people are sucked into it, and some people, they are like always half in it. And so they remain slippery. And the way it's described is like, okay, time and space bend in a slip. Most slips are mile wide weird zones that appear as fast as they leave. You might see a dead relative eating supper right in front of you, or find yourself neck deep in snow in the middle of July. Unrecognizable machines might fall through a crack in the sky only to vanish before they land. The one constant you can count on is the slip always buzzes. Sometimes it buzzes like a single bee, others like an entire hive inside your skull. If you feel the humming, get to running. Some things stay slippery when the slip is done with them. Objects from other realities may conjure haunted memories when held. Hollow wanderlings, that's you, seek to anchor themselves to objects from their own time. The poorest lot are the slippery folk, their luck forever warped. And so that's if you're subject to a lot of these slips, you kind of glitch, like you're in between the anchored reality and this slip, and so you're slippery. I just think it's like it was much more intriguing, profound, and like well put together than what I was expecting. I mean, I look, it happens. I was wrong. Since BeeBee and I are going to play this tonight, I'm gonna call her really quick and see if she wants to sit here. And she's not here. She's across the pond, as they say. But I'm wondering if maybe I can get her on the horn. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ooh, I don't know if you're too loud. Here, say, let me start a replay buffer. Okay, say good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna download a replay buffer. Okay, joining us, special guest, BeeBee. BeeBee, hello. Can you say hello?
Hello, everyone. Hello, friends.
So, if as long as all of you don't mind, I invited BeeBee to hop on the recording here because we are going to play this later tonight, and rather than me like double explaining, not that I would do that for you,
I appreciate that.
but I'm just saying it could save us a little bit of time. And so BeeBee is experienced with role playing games by proxy. But I would say that you're kind of a novice in terms of like understanding stat checks and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I would say that is a fair description.
All right, so this will be no problem. So I was just explaining the world of Cloud Empress. Did you get a chance to read through any of the background world stuff?
I did, yes. Yep.
What do you think?
Well, I mostly got distracted on the bugs, the big bugs.
Right, you're a big bug fan, right?
I'm a big bug lover. What can I say?
Yeah, so I was just explaining to them that these cicadas and the humans that live on the planet, which those humans are called farmerlings, wanderlings. Those individuals like have I would say a respectful like treaty with the cicadas. I'm not saying that they're friends, but I think that they've it's not even an uneasy truce. It's sort of like they're just part of this world, and they're called the Imago. I think this is a good explanation right here. Once cicadas were small and frightened things, crushed like the rest beneath the heel of humanity's boot. Now the world's cicadas grow 30 feet long and overflow with magic. The Earth's, I love this phrase, the Earth's true bugs are called the imago. In the summer, they crawl up from the fields and forests in the thousands to sate their seasonal hungers. Children in the lowlands are taught to give the same respect to the imago as they would an open flame, lightning storm, or frozen river. Brood monks and couriers being one of the jobs you could have, which is inexplicably a frog. There's no mention of this anywhere else in the book, but apparently humans also became frogs in some cases. The imago... Okay. Brood monks and couriers build heaping burial piles as appeasement to the great bug's hunger for bone. Imago purposely interfere in the lives of humans only when it suits their strange purposes. So there is something about them that is like religious or there's a higher understanding here. Like moths to a lamp, the imago flock to chalk energy generators in the bones of the dead, gorging themselves on the sweet white substance inside. So again, this chalk, it's dangerous to humans, but it's in everything. Everybody is exposed to it. People have, people kind of like using the chalk can give you power, but it's courting.
Okay.
Like every time you use it, it's needed to like cast spells or use the crests in the game, and even some of the weapons like use chalk as ammo. But like there's a cost to it. Using the chalk, when you cast a spell, it causes you stress, and stress is a big stat in this game. That's part of the Mothership system, is that as your stress increases, and it can get up to 10, you're under more and more stress. If your stress hits 10, you have to do a panic check. And I'll talk you through that when it happens. Like, you don't have to worry or anything, but I mean, you might be worrying about like, oh no, my stress. But
I don't have a panic check right now.
no, you don't have to panic. Like, you don't have to keep being like, do I have to do a panic check? But yeah, so we'll talk about that. But essentially, like sleeping, relaxing, these are things that will lower stress for us. And yeah, so the other thing I should mention that is a little bit interesting about this game, and I'm not sure how this is going to work, is there is no currency in this game.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah. Were you going to ask that because you read something about it, or just because you were curious?
Well, when I initially read about the chalk, I wondered if it was used as currency as well as like an ingredient for things.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't mention anything, so I wanted to ask to see if that was the case, but obviously not.
Yeah, I don't really know how we're going to do this. Like, you can barter for stuff, but they've talked about how in this world, every decade or so, somebody will come along, some enterprising person, and will say, oh, we should do a currency system. But they say that everybody in this world is very suspicious of that, so it never takes off. So we can barter, we can do favors for people, etc. Like Mothership, it's going to work on the wounds system. And so you have hit points, and when your hit points drop to 0, you get a wound. And then your hit points go up again, and if they drop to 0 again, you get your second wound. And if you get a third wound, you're dead. Now, I think we could do the thing that is in Troika, which is like, instead of dying, you can like stay living, but maybe you have a curse or something.
Okay.
But baby, I'm not gonna let you die. Not on my watch.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Ever let you die? Yeah. Okay. So death and curses. There is, just in case I accidentally let you die, just in case I let you down, girl. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. Instead, the universe is a narrow hallway connected to 100 doors. Each door hides a cousin reality. When you die, your restless mind screams for intercession. Occasionally, a door opens. Some part of you goes in. Some cousin part of you comes out. Death is ignored for a time. You return to the world cursed. Opinions on the cursed vary wildly. A lordling may hire the cursed as a court novelty. A farmerling might buy the cursed a free drink in pity. The cursed may band together for safety or isolate out of resentment. The first time you would die, roll 1d10. On a result of 7 or lower, you are cursed. You miraculously remove all damage and wounds and roll 1d10 on the curse table, which is on page 2. And so curses can be like horns protrude from your forehead. Your body ages and withers. You permanently lose or can no longer gain what your heart desires most, etc. So we'll see, you know. Look, I'm not going to let that happen to you.
You better not. I'll report back to these people and let them know that you broke your promise
Well,
if I end up dying.
No, because also, like, I am going to be, like, the GM. So I'll just be like, oh, and then suddenly...
Is that the warden role?
Yes, the warden.
Okay.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm reading.
Yeah, so when you take your 10th point of damage, clear all your damage and roll on the wound table. When you take your 3rd wound, you die. So each time you get wounded, you have to roll on this table. So you get your HP back, which is nice. Like, I mean, there are some things that are just, like, automatic wounds. Like, in Mothership, the game that this is based on, if you, like, take a shotgun blast point blank, you don't lose HP. It's just, like, you automatically get a wound, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But what's nice about this system is that even if somebody does like a crushing blow on you, which sometimes happens in role-playing games, right? You create your character, you go out, you're about to have a great adventure, and you roll your first encounter, and it's like, okay, let's see, this little tiny slime hit you with the slime punch, and let's see, and then you roll like this unbelievably unlikely result, and it's like, oh, they hit you for 45 hit points, and you're dead. What would happen in this game is you would get like a wound, and then your hit points, your health would go back up, but you'd have a wound now. So maybe like you have a limp, or your arm doesn't work so well anymore, or something like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to find out who you are? I think that's what you're.
I would love to.
Great. Well, and just so that everybody is aware, we are listening to the album Hibernal by Witan, and it is available on Bandcamp. 3 albums on there. All of them are awesome. And very cool, dude. Thank you, Witan, for allowing Man Alone to use your music on the stream. Okay. So, this is the year of your journey, the summer of the century brood, the summer of the missing empress, the summer of adventure. Welcome to the hereafter. And I should explain, I explained to everybody else before you got here, that the empress has gone missing. The people who live in the sky are like, oh, it must be the people who live down there who captured her. And so they've launched this sort of crusade to look for her, but the people down below are also looking for her because she can grant any wish. And so they're thinking maybe we find her. Now, this is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm wondering, Beebs, are you able to see if I bring up, because we're actually going to be using the Land of Cicadas hex generator supplement. Are you able to see that on the screen, like a PDF?
On your screen?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, darn. Okay.
Oh, dang.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. That's the end. No, I'm just kidding.
Great.
Hold on. We're just gonna we're gonna pause for a second and figure that out. All right. Just like suddenly, BeeBee had the Land of Cicadas.
I was too hasty. I answered too quickly.
All right. So the Lowland Wastes map, which we'll be utilizing, is a nice, bright, colorful hex map, which I arbitrarily decided that we will be starting on B15 B15 bungo. And B15, if that's a bungo for you, is called the Absolution Village.
Nice.
That's where BeeBee sends me whenever I give her lip.
Be gone, foul beast.
Off to the Absolution Village for you. All right, let's see here. So, let's just find out about. Is this listed here? I'm trying to see if I can find the Tacktown. All right, well we'll figure this out. All right, so let's roll some beans here.
Let's do it.
Let's find out. We're in the solo protocol, and it says give your traveling party a name. Now, I did use Vox Profunda to get a name. Is that okay if we utilize my travel party name?
Oh, that's good by me, yeah.
All right, so the name that came up was Lemon Loaf. That's the name of our team. Is that okay with you?
You're telling me that you wouldn't have just picked that from your brain?
No.
You're trying to convince me that this was like a fated answer.
All right, so we don't have to roll for your outlook because that's if like we're just soloing, but we can sort of make some other party members when we're done. But let's go to the rule book and let's make your character. So the first thing I want you to do you have a D4? It looks like a triangle.
I do have a D4.
Go ahead and roll that as best you can, and whatever number is on top, let me know what that is.
Okay. A 1.
All right, so you are a sellsword.
Heck yeah.
Under the buckles, bandoliers, swords, and pistols, sellswords are disposable things. Violence is a buyer's market. In the summer, you stand in the square with 5 other sellswords. A patron measures your bicep. An old farmerling apologetically inquires about your experience killing imago for an hour before signing the gun to your right. Next summer, a lordling hires you with a single gesture, never turning back to make eye contact. This is so well written. You live in their dwellings, eat their food, chop their wood, and put them at ease, but you are not their kin. You are a tool to them. You know what why this makes me afraid to read this? Because this is like how good you write, and I'm just waiting for the day till you figure out that you can just start writing RPGs. And then
you're too kind.
You're going to be like, oh, wow. Another $10,000 today, and I'm gonna be like, I'm so happy for you.
I'll just take my lemon loaf and leave.
Yeah. Oh, that should be the game. All right. Their kindness diminishes with their winter food stores, and you've been sent off into the snow one too many times. A full stomach and a warm place to lay down is enough for most sellswords. Is that enough for you? Do you crave your fortune or seek to test your prowess? Ambitious sellswords grow rich and die young, but the sorriest lot are the old hands. Warriors past their prime bleat in the village streets for supper. They swear up and down they can still swing a sword, smarter than fighters half their age. So you might, you say, tossing them your last piece of cheese. All right. So sellswords can handle themselves in a fight, but long to find a home. All right. So why don't you go ahead and let's determine your stats. So what you're gonna do is now usually one of your D10s has like double digits on it, right?
Yes.
So just pretend that both, like, ignore the zeros on the double digit ones. We're just gonna roll, and you could just, if you wanted to, you could use the single digit one and roll it twice and then add them together. So like if you could see my camera.
Yep.
It would be like you would do 6 and then 9, so 15. That would be 15, whereas normally that would be 96 if we were doing a D100. This is just a D10 twice, so we'll ignore that 0, and it's 9 plus
Oh, I
6.
see.
9 plus 6 is
Okay.
15, and then we'll add 20 to it, and then we'll make that your first stat. So go ahead.
Got it. Okay, so I got a 6 and a 4, so 10.
All right. So, by the way, you told me your name earlier. What is it?
It's flan. Like the jiggly dessert.
I got it. Okay, so Flan and Jorma will go here. All right. So you said you got a 10.
Yes.
All right. So we'll make that your mind is 10 plus 20 is 30. Roll again. Oops, I put that under me.
2 and 2, 4.
Okay, so that's 24. Why can I not find? Okay. All right, so 24 for heart. And I'm kind of writing these light right now because we'll make some adjustments to it.
Okay.
Go again.
8 and 1, 9.
All right, that's your strength. And again.
So wait, we're just adding 10 to the rolls that we get?
No, 20. So your strength is 29.
20.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay because we're going to just I'll roll it again. Let's see what you get in this one and we'll talk.
10 and 1, 11.
Very good. So that's a 31 for speed. So you're quick, you're pretty strong, you got a sharp mind, and you got enough heart. Now we have to determine our saves. So here's how this works. You know, these 2d10 dice, they're going to when you roll them together, normally, this one is the 10s and this one is the 1s, right? So if I rolled a 30 and an 8, what do I have? What number is that?
38.
Right. So that's a 38. Let me actually use some like clearer dice. Now is not the time to be cute. So yeah, that would be 38. So let me try this one right here. This is, what number are these?
A 6 and a 10.
Well, it's a 9.
Or is it a 9? Where's your line? Are you too professional to have the line underneath?
What number is it? Remember, we're
9?
recording. People are right. So what number does that represent?
19.
There you go. Very good. So, so the way that this works is whenever you are presented with something that you need to see if you're able to do it, you'll roll your D100 dice and you'll come up with a number. 5 and 50 is 55. Hey. And you will check if it's equal to or lower than that stat, you have succeeded. And so that means like as your stat gets higher, you have more of a chance to succeed. Because right now it's kind of hard to roll 24 or lower. It's a 24% chance. But as you get stronger and you get up to a 40, there's a 40% chance you'll roll that. And so that's your stats to start. Now your saves, we need to do reality, fear, and body. And saves, we're going to do 1d10. So you're only going to roll one of these dice, and then we'll add 20 to that. And then I'll explain what the saves are. Go ahead.
Okay. 3.
All right. So you have a 23 in reality. And reality is kind of like grip, or in a lot of games, it's called sanity. Go again.
9.
All right, so that's 29 for fear. So anything that is like eldritch or really, eldritch would probably be reality. Fear would be like you would test that if something really scary or threatening happened, like if you're able to stay calm and focused. All right, and then go one more time.
8. 28.
All right, so that's your body, and that would be like how good of a body you have. Like people rate it like how attractive it is. No, I'm just kidding. It is like if you it's like how much you're able to withstand pain or damage or stuff like that, right? So
Okay.
if I said, "Oh, you were walking through the forest and you fall into a trap, like there's like a pit,
Oh,
and roll body save to see if you broke a leg or not." You would want to, would you be able to tell me your body is 28, so you would
yeah.
want to roll what to like not get hurt?
Above a 28.
You'd want to roll below it, because remember,
Oh,
this is,
below.
yeah, this is always, we always want to roll below. um and that, it seems a little bit weird to roll below it, but just think of it this way: as you get stronger in the game and your stat goes up, it becomes easier to roll below a higher
Hmm.
number. And so you always want to roll equal to or lower than the number, no
So
matter what.
it's like your threshold number.
That's right. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
All right. So now we have to find your character's age. So go ahead and roll 1d10, just one of them.
5.
All right, you are full grown. So that means your speed is increased by 20, which is incredible
Wow.
because your speed was already your highest. And so now your speed is 51. So that means anytime you check your speed, I'll be like, "Oh, he's running away." And you'll say, "Well, I want to catch him." And I'll say, "Do a speed check." You'll only have to
Hmm.
roll 51 or lower, which is like over 1 out of 2, or over
So
51%.
Flan has some legs, is what we're
Flan
saying.
Flan has some legs.
Got it.
But your heart, which is also your lowest one, is now
Mm.
-10. So heart
Oh,
checks are going to be difficult for you. All right.
so I'm now 14.
Yeah, that's tough. But
Oh,
there'll be ways that we'll be able to figure it out. Now,
okay.
you have to choose a job and skills. Now I had you roll on that, so you're a sellsword. So
Hmm.
some more good news. Sellswords get a +30 for their body checks. So your body checks are now
Oh,
58, which is awesome. That means you're
heck yeah.
very durable. You are able to use blades or firearms. You are street savvy. And
Nice.
I'm actually going to put you're an adult, and your job is sellsword. And okay, so now, do you have a character sheet? This one?
I do.
All
Yep.
right, so the ones that you get are street savvy. You could check that off.
Hmm. Yep.
And uh,
Blades and fire.
blades, or you have to choose one of them.
Oh, okay. I'll do blades.
Okay, so check that off. And then what's
Hmm.
cool about that is anytime you roll something that you have a skill in, you get to roll twice and choose the better result.
Nice.
Whereas if you had a disadvantage in something, you'd roll twice and take the worst result. But so
Okay.
that's for skills. Now, look at the list. You also get to choose 2 other skills, whatever you want.
I don't have to roll for it.
No, just look around. So yesterday, when I was going through this, I was like, I'm going to choose the worst skills I've ever seen in my life, like ones that I don't want. And the ones I got were plant identification and singing.
Hmm. You're just singing about like garlic scapes that you find.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna pick let's see. I'm gonna pick mysticism
Oh, cool.
and farm work.
All right. There we go. So mark those off,
Yeah.
and anytime you use those, and you can look up like what those skills mean.
Hmm.
We can look those up when we're playing and just see, this is what that using that skill would do. Okay, when
Right.
your nearby friends see you panic, they must make a fear save or they panic too. That's kind of the downside of being a sellsword is
Oh,
like your panic is contagious. because
That's
it's
not
like,
good.
yeah, it's like, whoa, if the sellsword is like nervous about this, then I'm really screwed.
Got it. Okay.
All right. So
I've got to
now,
keep my cool.
keep your cool. So now each job has a different backgrounds and gear. Roll 1d10 on each table and write the results on your sheet. So go ahead and roll a 1d10 for me. This is going to say what you were doing last just before you joined this party with me.
Okay. 7.
All right, you were making a pilgrimage. So
Oh,
that gives
okay.
you a mendicant's robes. Well, you have it. Which is 2 armor points, which we'll explain. You have a maple brewed monk mask. A weapon. Your weapon is a weaponized statue. You also
What?
you also have an imago egg hidden under the false bottom of a suitcase, and you have 1 serving of a jar of molasses.
So basically just how I travel now then.
Yeah, dude, a weaponized
No.
statue is an amazing weapon. Holy cow, it's 2d10 damage. That means every time you hit, you're going to hit for potentially 20 points of damage. Holy cow. All right, let's see here if I'm able to determine what any of these are. Oh, by the way, give me, if you can, give me a D100 roll. Should be a 2-digit number, 0 to 99.
15.
All right, and once more.
95.
Okay, so your alias is Nobody's Cowboy.
Oh, yes. Heck yeah.
And you have an imago egg. What are you... I don't want to be around. Can I run away? So a weaponized statue...
That's your business. Nobody's cowboy.
Wait a minute. We have a problem.
What? What did I do?
No, nothing. It's just that your weapon, you need 40 plus strength to wield it, and you don't have that.
Oh.
So that means we're going to have to figure out how to like trade your weapon for something else. So you're going to be unarmed.
Okay.
Your weapon's going to be unarmed for now, which means that when you make an attack, you only hit for up to, you'll roll a 1d10 and then divide it by 2. So
Okay.
that's okay. We who knows if we'll even get into any fights. We're going to get into some fights. So I need you to get something because I have to be honest with you, like, are you kidding me? You brought a statue as a weapon? It's like I told you to bring a weapon and you bring molasses and a statue?
Well, at least we might have a good breakfast.
Oh, no. All right, so the mendicant's robes are 2 AP. And so there should be on... Oh, sounds like somebody angrily slammed a door next door. All right, so... that means you have 2 armor points. Now, I believe what that means is that if you get hit for anything that's like 2 points of damage or less, it does nothing to you.
Okay.
But if you get hit for more than that in one shot, that means that your armor is broken and you'll have to get it repaired before it works again. Clothing provides protective armor points. You are protected from all damage less than your total AP. Whenever you take damage equal to or greater than your AP, your armor breaks and you take damage equal to the difference. I'll explain this to you the first time it happens, so don't stress.
Okay.
Don't add a stress point. Broken armor provides no protection until repaired. So yeah, basically if anyone hits you for a 1, it doesn't count, but if they hit you for a 2, your armor's broken, and then we'll figure it out. So if you could go ahead and write in your armor 2.
Okay.
And damage represents a character's ability to avoid physical injury. Taking damage represents your character slowing down, tiring out, or picking up bruises and cuts. When an attack hits, roll that weapon's damage. The target takes that much damage. When you take 10 damage, erase all your damage, take 1 wound, and roll. Okay, so in your damage, go ahead and write 10, because once that runs out, you get a wound. So
I
that's
see.
like
Okay.
your health points, and then
Yeah.
your wound might actually say something like, "Oh, the next time you only get 8 damage or whatever,"
Mm-hmm.
but we won't worry about that for now. So we'll just say your damage is 10, your armor is 2, and then your wounds are 0. You have no wounds yet. And I
Lovely.
believe your stress is 0 as well. Yeah, you don't have any stress. You're stress free. You're
Okay.
too blessed to be
Nice.
stressed. You're too blessed as a sellsword to be stressed.
All that molasses. How can I be stressed?
Oh, that molasses. All right, now you're gonna have to put in. Do you see? There's like a separation on your sheet that says holding and wearing.
I do.
So for holding, you would normally put your weapon, but you don't have that. So you actually have to put that in your backpack.
Okay.
All right. So don't put that on the first or second line. Put that on like the third
Mm-hmm.
line or lower. And you also want
Okay.
to put your molasses back there. We're going to get. And then you have a maple. So you have molasses and a maple mask. You don't even like syrup.
I'm just a sugary flan.
Look, I've always said that about you.
If there's one thing about me.
You,
Okay,
you
maple
are
mask.
quite sweet.
Ew, not in front of the people.
I forgot. All right, so where is this? I'm trying to look up like where's this molasses milk mask? I think I made that part up.
A maple brewed monk mask and a
Mm,
jar of molasses. So they're two separate things.
okay, okay. Yes, they are, but the masks, I thought that there was a page that listed them, but I could be wrong. There's a spell called Turn to Curd, and I thought it was Kern to Turd, which sounds like some bit like something someone from Baltimore would say. Kern to
That
Turd.
would change the game entirely.
So it's not a spore. It's a mask, but I'm just totally. I've just never heard of something like this in my life. So let's see. I'm just going to do a quick search to see if I can find the word mask. No, that's a solo sheet. Nope. 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 Do I have everything open except like the one that we are using? That's a solo
I can
print.
only find a reference to the brood monks, but not their masks.
Not their masks. What does it say about the brood
No.
monks?
So it says that the brood monks and couriers build heaping burial piles as appeasement to the great bug's hunger for bone.
All right, I'm going to pause for a second just to look this up.
Okay.
And the music goes off. We don't get to enjoy any music. Okay, so we have determined that the maple mask is not a sweetened mask. It is actually just maple wood. So really, the only thing that BeeBee has is the mendicant robes, the weaponized statue, though very cool. We did find that there's actually a picture of it, right there. Not able to use it because strength is not high enough. However, maybe when we roll up Jorma, Jorma will have something that we could do a tradesy with because you are gifted with the blade. Now, I do want to let everybody know that BeeBee has produced a picture of Flan,
Oh no.
and I just want everybody to think about in your mind what Flan looks like to you. Okay, this is a sellsword who is extremely quick. Has an extremely durable body because of a seasoned career working,
Tough as you can get.
doing what needs to be done. All the shame, all the pain given and received, trying to find some sort of reprieve from that by doing a pilgrimage. And so this is somebody who's wounded, you know? Okay, so given all of that, here is how BeeBee has interpreted how this person would. What is this? Oh, that's some other supplement. This is how this person would look. How is this not? Oh, hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. This is not Flan right here. This is the Imago life cycle. But okay, so all that pain, all that hurt, looking just to go on a pilgrimage, and you guessed it, this is going to be exactly what your mind's eye. This is Flan, and as you'll remember, nobody's cowboy. Oh, I thought you an apostrophe Y. I thought, but that's quotes. And Flan here studies blades, mysticism, street savvy, and does a bit of gardening.
Yeah.
No, you do no. You don't get to call this a molasses blade. Incorrect. That is not what that is.
There is a space in between those two things,
Well, they
okay?
no, but listen, there you can only use one item per line. So when you put
I don't even get the blade.
you no, the blade
Ah,
is your like proficiency.
so
And
I'm just stuck with like baking ingredients.
no, you have molasses, you have a maple mask, you have an underwearing, you need to put mendicant's robes, and you have a weaponized statue that you cannot use. And
Okay,
you
well, I did.
you also have an imago egg hidden under the false bottom of the suitcase. And that is important because that is probably going to be a very powerful, like, that's a rare thing to have. So I'm not saying we're going to trade that, but we need to trade that and
Well,
get.
I did take a screenshot of the making a pilgrimage. If you look at the
I
top,
do. I
that
see
is
it.
there.
That's very nice. So yeah.
Thank you
So
very much.
we'll have to figure out like having that egg. We're gonna see like what my character's deal is, and then work from that.
We'll
So
go
really
from there.
quick, we'll roll up a Jorma here. So Jorma is going to be. I'm going to re-roll on sellsword because I don't want two sellswords. But other than that,
Mhm.
Jorma is a courier. Okay. So that's plus 10 to all saves, scrounging, tinkering, and two other skills. Mm-hmm. Oh, let me put a little music on. A little bit of music. Um,
Treat us nicely.
I think, like, I'll just use this little summary sheet. I don't need the big one. Scrounging. What's my other one? Consumerism. Scrounging, tinkering,
There we go.
and then I get two other skills. Let's see what else I want. Scrounging, tinkering. You know what? Acrobatics.
Nice.
I'm doing cartwheels. And um I'll save my last one to see what my stats are because maybe if I'm a strong fellow, I could do like wrestling.
Okay.
All right,
Nice.
so we're going to do 2d10. All right, so that's 14, 34. I will make my guy complementary to yours. All right. Wait a minute. I think my color blindness just struck. Reds are 1 to 10. Outline is 0 to 10. Okay, so this one is. Um, what did I just do? What did I just roll? Did you see what I just rolled?
I did not know.
Okay. Well, that's fine. So we'll say that this one's 5, 5 plus 20. I'll say that I'm not too bright. So we'll do a 25 in mind. Um, And then, why do I keep rolling zeros? Zeros are the ones I have to look up. Outlines are 1. No, outlines are 1 to 10. 0 equals 10. Oh no, that's if it's a d20. The zeros are 10. That's what I thought. So last time I actually had a 10. So it was a 10 and a 5, 15. That means 35. I'll give that to heart. And then we'll say that my speed, 17 plus 20 is 37. Wow, I'm way better than you.
It's speed.
Yeah. No, not yet. And then black is what? The zeros are 10. So I think I rolled a 14 again. So my mind, I'm pretty smart too. But let's see what my adjustments are now.
Okay.
So Team Lemon Loaf represent. Let me just say that right off the bat, because I don't think
First
that.
of all,
I think that we've had some like conflict, you and I think that we have not really like come together on the point that we are both triple L's, lemon loaves for life, loaves.
and that's really what it comes down to at the heart of it.
Oh,
We're
cool!
just a couple of loaves.
Wow, my guy's great. So now for my panic
Okay,
check.
well,
All right, I have 9 plus 10 is 1d10 plus 20, so that's 29 for reality.
mm-hmm.
And then 3 plus 10, 1d10, 3 plus 20, 23 for fear. So I'm kind of a scaredy cat. And then
That's
7,
okay.
27 body. And then I add 10 to all of these because I've seen it all. And so my reality, my fear, my body. So my mind, 34, yours 30. My heart, 35, yours 14. My strength, 34, yours 29. My speed, 37, yours 51. Oh. Reality, 39, yours 23. Fear, 33, yours 29. Body, 37, yours 58. So I guess you're special in some various ways.
I'm pretty special, yeah.
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to give you some heart. I want you to change your heart to 20.
Okay.
And I'm going
Wow.
to turn mine down to 29.
And that's the power of brotherhood right there.
Mm-hmm. Are we brothers? Should
Um,
we play
we can be
brothers?
like brothers from other mothers. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Wait. Well, what is it? Are we brothers or brothers from other mothers?
I think we should leave space for other things to develop. We should be brothers from other mothers.
You don't want to be like my blood brother?
No, I think Flan has his own thing going on.
I didn't want to do this on camera, but you're going to be my wife. All wives should want to be their husband's
All wives
brothers.
should want to be brothers. I
All
promise
right.
to be your wife and your brother.
So you've seen it all. And so that means that once per session, you may make a panic check with advantage. That's really good because that's like a good compliment to your thing since your guy's going to be freaking out all the time.
Wait, so what did my heart go up to?
Your heart is 20.
Okay.
All right, so that means, let's see, what am I best at here? Mind. So, I mean, I'm so good at so many things. It's hard to keep track. All right, so I will say since mind is one of my top dog. Well, I mean, speed's your thing, so I'm not going to try to. But
Outrun me.
I'm gonna say chalk collecting so that we can make sure that we have some spells and stuff.
Okay.
All right, and then we're going to check out my background. And 1d10. 4. I was delivering rare thawing medicine from the rust bucket.
Wow.
I have humming living armor, better than yours.
Okay, okay.
I'm just listing that. Humming. So I have 4 armor, and I have 10 damage, and I have 0 wounds, 0 stress. I also have a flare rifle.
What?
I don't have enough strength for your statue though either, so you're just gonna have to live with that.
Okay.
We'll trade it. We're in a town right now, so we could trade it. Do you just want to start? You want to play with me? Because I was gonna teach how to play, and then I was gonna send BeeBee on her way. But maybe you just want to play a little bit.
Whatever's good with you is good with me.
That's right, because we're brothers.
From other mothers.
Dang, my own wife. All right, a flare rifle. Imagine that for couples therapy. It's like, she didn't want to be my brother. So 1 damage and 3 flares. All right, and then I also have an empty medicine freezer. Oh no! So that means the medicine wasn't there.
Do you think you got robbed?
Well, we're gonna find this out because I think
Oh, okay.
it's like sort of coming together. I think a story's coming together for me. A location transmitter. I don't even know what that does. Well, I mean, I can guess. A red banana. I have a red banana.
Wait, what was that last one?
I have a red banana.
We could probably get a lot of money for that.
And I have a white banana. What else do I have? And oh no!
This is
Oh no!
not going well.
No, suddenly I realize why I have so much good stuff.
Why?
I am cursed. Roll 1d10 on the curse table. No.
No.
Oh no.
So you've been cursed with colorful bananas?
I don't think so. I think it's much worse. Much worse. 2. Your soul becomes entangled with a nearby object or person. Any harm inflicted upon them also causes you damage. Well, guess what, brother?
No.
Yeah. I mean, you're the nearby person. No, I shouldn't. Honestly, I should make it a nearby object. I shouldn't like doom you to my fate.
Can you tether yourself to the red banana?
I think so. I think that anytime the red banana gets harmed.
Oh my god.
So like I have to make sure that nobody eats it.
Yeah. You gotta protect this banana at all cost.
Oh man.
Jorma's really going through it.
Man. So here's my story. I was delivering this medicine from Rust Bucket.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this empty medicine refrigerator. And I realize once I get here, somebody is dying. We can talk about who. But I open this medicine freezer and I realize that some place that I stopped at between Rust Bucket and here, which can you see the map here?
Yes.
So we are at B15 and Rust Bucket is here. So what is W17? There's just a kid just screaming nonstop outside. I mean, at what point do you become the old man who's like, quiet? All right.
Is the weeds.
W17 is the weeds?
In the biomes.
Oh. Okay, yeah, it's the weeds like area. But what is the
It has like a little camp on it.
Mm-hmm. I don't see Well, let's just say that I stopped there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure out where that is. And I suddenly realized that somebody, the nice innkeeper who said, oh, you know what? Seemed like a kindly old man. And he said, I can keep your refrigerator back here plugged in so you don't have to use the battery tonight. And I say, well, I really shouldn't because it's pretty important. And he says, I know how important it is and you don't have to worry. And I find out they switched it or they stole it.
The
Maybe
old refrigerator switcheroo.
that doesn't make sense. Like I would check the refrigerator. I think the refrigerator is locked and they switched it out with an empty one. And so
Yeah,
now I'm like, I got to go back to get this and I need somebody who is strong. And I say,
perhaps a brother.
well, I say, you there. We don't even know each other. If you don't want to be a brother to me, then you're nothing to me.
We can be brothers.
No, I think we'll become something. We'll become
Oh,
brothers.
okay.
But what I'm thinking is like I see you and I go, can you help? Like you seem like you're tough, and you're
Because
like
you
on a
see the biceps.
well, you're on a pilgrimage though.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're trying to leave. Am I stepping on your character too much? I'm saying like, hey, can
No,
I
no.
like why don't we try it? Like, can you? Hey, you like, you look like you're strong. You look like a person who can. I need somebody to help. I need some muscle. I need to take down some medicine thieves.
Well, I'm pretty strong, but I'm kind of on my way this way. I'm not really planning on going back, but
Come on, you're not
I don't know.
you don't look like a real pilgrim. I mean, come on, look at you. You're so strong.
Have you seen my cloak? And then I flap my cloak like majestically.
And like as you're flapping your cloak, it's like I hear ow 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 ow. Or what's a Top Gun song? Well, not that. I don't hear that. Maybe I hear like yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. We don't want to get a copyright strike. I am very good at
no.
singing. All right, so I say, look, how about this?
Mm-hmm.
You you're a sellsword, right?
Yeah.
So come on. I mean, I'll get you something. Anything you want. What do you want? I'll get it for you. You just have to help me. Do you have anything you need?
Well, I am kind of looking for this one specific type of bread to put this molasses on. So I guess if we can find it together somehow, I suppose I can help you out.
Maybe you need a weapon.
I also need a weapon so I can spread the molasses on my bread.
Oh, that's interesting. So
I'm looking for a big knife.
You've turned your life around and you're like, I will only use knives to spread molasses.
Yeah.
All right. And I say, yeah, we can definitely spread some molasses. I know some people that I really want to spread their molasses everywhere. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So let's should we see what we can do alone? I can't like the thing I like about this solo protocol though is that there's like this outlook sheet. Although I guess it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I just want to explain this really quick because it's really cool. So
Okay.
in the solo protocol, if you're playing by yourself and you don't have a brother, you are going to assign maybe I mean, I don't know. We're already an hour and a half in. I don't know how much more we're going to play. So if we were to generate somebody, we would go and look up a name. Are you able to roll for me so that I can just look it up?
I am, yes.
All right, can you give me
Do you want a D10?
D100?
Okay. Let's go. 63.
Bubble.
Pardon?
That apparently is a common name now. Like,
Bubble?
Yeah, like the names under common names are Gil, Brine, Moon, Olo, Knot, Boto. All right, so Bubble,
Okay.
and then an alias. Could you roll it twice, a D100 twice?
Yep. 75 and 43.
Bubble the penitent horn.
Okay.
You know what the problem is? Neither of us have any chalk. And we don't have any magic. We're just gonna have to beat people. Oh, I need to roll an alias. My alias is Jorma 26. Okay. All right. I am Jorma the one-eyed lonely.
Oh. Poor Jorma.
The one-eyed lonely. Oh, you know what? I didn't even look up my age. But I bet you I'm old. Because nobody is called the one-eyed lonely in the springtime of their life. Let's see. Now, I'll just assign myself old.
You're just going to be old man Jorma.
Plus 20 mind. So I was already smarter. And now...
Wow.
Okay. And minus 10 strength.
Oh, no.
And there are no old magicians. Well, I don't care about that. Okay.
There are no old magicians?
No, because they use up too much of the chalk power and they die.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a minute to... Oh, well, I summon this character up. What I want you to think about is, like, introduce your character. Say, hello, I'm Flan, here's what I'm doing, here's who I am, etc. Okay?
Okay.
So take some time. And give me one more D100 roll, please.
Okay. 82.
All right. You also have a pouch of hallucinogenic pollen, 3 doses. Roll 1d10 when it's inhaled. If you roll an 8 or higher, you have a bad trip and take 3 stress. Otherwise, you lose half your stress rounded down.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to figure out Bubble the Penitent Horn. You know, who is this?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first thing is I think we need a magician. Don't you agree? And I think...
Yeah, I think that would be complementary to... What are we? The lemon loaves.
Yeah. So this is a teenage magician.
Oh. Fantastic.
All right. So I'm just going to roll these up. Are you thinking? Don't pay attention to me.
Okay. I'm not.
All right. Not bad. Mm-hmm. Okay, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I'm getting some nice rolls for this jerk. Bubble the Penitent Horn. Absolutely hate this guy. All right, 3 plus...
He's an enemy already.
And then 3 plus 20 plus 21, and then his 5. Okay, so 25. And then on the magician table... Oh, let me adjust for magician. Plus 20 reality, mysticism, spellcasting, and 2 other skills. I'll figure those out. And this magician... 9. Studying under a disappointing master magician. Traveling robes. $2 AP. Covered in tassels. A bag of pewter silverware.
Oh.
Diary. Mentor's laundry. Oh, good. A stick of chalk.
Oh, finally. Excellent.
Oh my gosh. This guy
Is he
is
getting all the big hits?
No, he's unbelievable. His spells that he has are useless. He has candy coating and grow limb.
Oh no.
But I guess his master was like disappointing. Now, magicians have when a magician's mind is muddled, it is time to worry. When you fail a reality save, your nearby friends take 1 stress. All right, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So this is Flan's story. He's just kind of been used as a...
Could you talk as Flan?
Sure. Do I have to like use a voice, or can
No,
he
just say
sound
like, my name is Flan.
strange like a woman?
No, whatever. It's you. Whatever.
For a long time, I felt like I was moving from one place to another, being violent, cracking Swedes' heads, and I never got to see any of these places. You know, I traveled around, but I was never really seeing this stuff. So I thought, well, maybe I can take up like a hobby whilst I do this. And I don't know, bread making and dessert sounded good to me. So I started to do that, and I found that actually I kind of prefer that over the blood and the guts and the breaking of the bones. Like, it's fun to crush some kneecaps, but now and again you just need like jam on toast. So I guess this pilgrimage really is finding a new part of myself. I'm getting older, I'm entering my twilight years, and whilst I still have some time left, I would just like to experience the preserves and the jams and the marmalades of the world. And I'm looking also for some good accessories to go along with that. I want a nice collection. I want people to be somewhat jealous of all of the lovely small butter knives and jars of fruity jams that I have. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I just want to say I think this is the only game in the world that exists that presents like an overlap in the type of gameplay experience that we are looking for. Because it's like I can't tell you how like the odds that I would ever, as my character's motivation, have it be jam based is so low as to like be functionally 0. Like, it's cosmically
you invited
huge.
Me here.
Yes, I understand. And look, that's what I'm saying is that this is great. This is the one game. So let's live it up. All right. So
get your jam whilst you can.
Bubble the Penitent Horn, this magician who I hated, but is a protector. And when you make one of these NPCs, you assign them an outlook. And this is really interesting. The outlook determines what the condition is for them to leave a party. And the protector is a really good one. When another party member would die or leave the party, this character leaves instead. So basically, Bubble is the Penitent Horn, because when it's time for one of us to die, we're going to hear, I have sinned. And then he's going to take the bullet.
He sacrifices himself.
Yeah, I can't wait. So,
wow, Bubble.
And now we're going to do these character response types. Now, this is very cool. So I really, really like this, actually. So I rolled a 68, okay? And a 68 on this character response type is dishonest. Okay. Now, it takes up how many spaces we roll a d10. 1. Good. So whenever we need to see like what Bubble is doing, we roll a 1d10, and if it lands on a 7, Bubble is going to be dishonest with us. Because I rolled a 1, it only takes up 1 pie piece. And dishonest is going to be 3 pluses. And what that means is like that is going to increase the tension of the party by 3. Because some people, for their outlooks, that is like, if there is a high enough level of tension, that person's outlook is like they will leave if there's like too much whatever. And so dishonesty creates 3 of those. Although it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because Okay. Oh, okay. Roll 1d6. 1d6. Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll roll a 1d6 next time. I didn't know I was using a 1d6 for that, but you roll a 1d6 and it tells you how many of the pie pieces it makes up. Write the response name and conflict rating. So that means dishonesty increases the conflict rating by 3. And we can allow that to inform our play. But the good thing is that, like, how do I say this? He's only going to be dishonest one out of every 10 times that we roll on this. So now we're going to roll again to see like what other kind of responses Bubble can have. 89 is obsessive. All right, so that will also increase the amount of tension.
This guy is so charismatic.
Yeah, so how often is he obsessive? 2. Okay, good. So we're going to keep doing this until I fill out this entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he's got 2 obsessives, and those are plus. So those are 2 tensions. And let's roll again. 81. That is idealistic. Now, idealistic also increases tension by 2, and I kind of understand that, you know? It's like, guys, we can't kill the dragon. It's just, you know, he's just different.
A big lizard.
Like, some people are humans. Some people want to, like, incinerate us right now. It's all... Oops, I accidentally wrote 2 of them, but let's see how many. 3. Okay, so 3 out of those... So this guy is going to be... I think we're going to be very relieved when Bubble dies, because Bubble...
no.
Currently, Bubble has a 60% chance of sowing discord. 72. That is frightened. So that's also bad. And let's see how often that is.
Oh my god.
1. Okay, so we got frightened. We're running out of opportunities for this person to like have any positive responses.
He has 0 benefits so
possible. So we'll roll again. All right, 52. Come on. Okay, agitated. Let's see how often.
Oh.
So that's it. So no matter what, like whenever Bubble in any way we're like, oh, let's see how Bubble feels about XYZ, he is either going to be, and actually, is Bubble I don't even know. Is Bubble a man, a woman? You choose.
Let's say he's a man.
Okay. And we'll say, so he has a 10% chance of being dishonest, 20% of being obsessive, 30% of being idealistic, 10% of being frightened, and 30% chance of being agitated. So I think we should start out right now just to say, to establish our goal. All right. And
Bubble's death?
No, but it's gonna happen, but it can't be our goal. I mean, that means we'll just kill Bubble. Like,
why not?
But it has to be his goal too. So it's not gonna be like, you guys are right. I'm frightened. I'm agitated. Get rid of me. All right, so we're gonna roll. Can you give me a 1d10 roll, please?
Yep. 5.
All right, warn. And then I'll roll 1d10 again.
4.
The warn of the waking, sleeping giant. So that would be an example of how we would generate a goal. I think we actually have a goal already, but we'll add that to the list for like our next. Like this will be a goal. All right, so we can have multiple goals. So we have warn of the waking, sleeping giant, and we have to determine a random place on the map for that. Where is that waking, sleeping giant going to be? I don't even know how to how would we even choose a map location?
I could close my eyes and point.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. And then just tell me the
Yeah.
location. Yeah.
Okay. It's W3.
Great.
Just right of the river, sort of midway.
Right. It's right next to that town. This is going to work great.
Okay, good.
But we do need to figure out what W11 is. I wonder how we can figure it out. Maybe we can look in this book. Or we can look in the my like system is so taxed that me just like opening a PDF almost like paused this music. Okay, so the land of cicadas. So we're looking at I wish I had done a 2-page spread of this, but that's okay. So we are on Oh no, wait! I do have a split map. I promise. Okay, so we are here right now on B15, and we. I originally came from Rust Bucket to W17, I guess that's W17. W3 is up here, and so we have to figure out what W17 is. And my gut tells me that it's some sort of military encampment, but we can see. Did you know what was the area called? You said that it was called like the Weed Stench.
It was called
The Weeds.
Was it the Weeds?
It's the Weeds. So W17.
Oh yeah, it was the Weeds. Yep.
W17. Yeah, if you look on page 26 of Land of the Cicadas here. Smoldering camping fires linger in a vacated Cloudling military camp. Two couriers sit washing out old food pouches and cutting abandoned flags into usable strips of cloth. Others rummage through crates of half-filled aquamarine pills. This is so perfect. They took my medicine. Perplexed before dumping the poison medicine and taking the containers. So they dumped this medicine. They say Sleepy Renault shelled the fields for weeks only to walk into an ambush when the artillery stopped. And now we have to look at W3, which is flowers bloom anew among the smoking debris and silence of the battlefield. Each 10-foot wide flower patch covers the corpse of a Cloudling soldier, flowers sprouting from every mouth and eye. Why don't we say that the Cloudling soldier was the giant?
Oh, I like that idea.
And we'll say, and people are like, no, he's dead. He's got flowers growing out of his eyes, and we'll say, no, man, you're wrong. But we'll have to figure that out because that's not our current mission. So we need to, that's W3. We need to retrieve medicine from W17. Retrieve meds from military camp. All right. Do you want to ask Bubble any questions, and I'll respond as Bubble?
Sure. You seem pretty young to be a magician. Like, what's the backstory there?
Why don't you mind your own business? How about that's the backstory?
Oh, okay. Okay, we've got some teenage angst here.
He's agitated, so that by just asking that simple question.
Oh no.
Our party has gained +2 like stress.
No.
I'm telling you, this guy sucks.
Can we feed him to this dead, not dead giant?
We will. Yeah, I think we will. I think eventually that's going to be the best move.
We can't have triplets on this journey. We can only have brothers.
So I say, Bubble, listen, that is not very nice, okay? And I say, you need to learn respect. And I say, listen here, Sonny Jim. And I look at you because I'm like, watch how an expert, takes care of these. This guy. There's no like general generator here. So we are going to use Vox Profunda. You don't have a deck.
Yeah.
You don't have a deck of cards, do you?
No, I do not. Not on me.
I really could have used a deck of cards. Just want you to know. That was like a moment that you could have been there for me.
Listen, I came as prepared as possible. I didn't know that there would be other equipment necessities.
All right, very well. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
2 of hearts. So I say, listen here, Bubble. And we'll go to the keys. Maybe we'll go to the gears. NPCs. So 2 of hearts is going to be simple, straightforward characters with minor influence, emotionally driven or relationship focused NPCs. 2 of hearts, a trivial interaction but kind. Okay, so I choose kindness and I say, listen here, Bubble. And what would you like? What kind of look would you give me to kind of indicate like go easy on him?
I would wiggle my eyebrows in a solemn kind of way.
Right. Okay, tell me to stop once again.
Stop.
6 of spades. So this is going to, let's get a fractal here that we can use as the content of what I say. So we'll say, that's the clubs. 6 of spades is the wounded, fading, fragile. Okay, so I'm just going to randomly use the weather input here. And I'm going to say, listen, Bubble, you're a young man. And I know that there can be a heavy stillness as the storm gathers. The barometric pressure rises. Such is the weight. And I look to you to sort of check in, like, can you believe I'm this good? And I say, such is the weight of our adolescence. But Bubble, please know that there is always the heaviest stillness before a storm. Go ahead and could you roll a 1d10 for me?
Yeah. 2.
All right, so Bubble reacts to that idealistically and says, in a perfect world, people as weird as you would never speak to somebody like me.
Oh.
So that raises our tension by another 2. So we're at we're at 4 conflict level. So we're not really in like a good mood. And
no, the energy is low right now.
Big time low. All right, so let's just because nobody feels like you've played unless you get into a combat. Why don't, since we're approaching 2 hours now, what do you say that somebody whose name is, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Tell me the name that starts with V.
Velma.
All right, this large burly man named Velma.
Oh, yeah.
He says, you know, this Bubble, he seems like the type that should be popped.
Can I do a slow clap to that?
But I think this is going to be someone that we get into like combat with, so I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that would like pretty much exacerbate things pretty bad.
Then I retract my slow clap.
What could you do how would you respond to this guy? You know, I mean, it's like
okay, so it looks like I'm about to clap because I think his joke was really good. But as my hands come together, slowly my fingers move into like finger gun shapes. So he thinks he's getting a clap, but actually I'm doing finger guns at him and not in a cool way.
So just so that I can make sure, are you able to see the camera right now?
Yes.
You give him this devastating insult, widely known world over. You go like this.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, but more menacing. Not like a jovial finger gun, like a threatening one. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
so you're on that, Velma.
So he says, wait a minute. I know who that is. You're pretending to shoot me with her.
The pea shooter.
The pea shooter. I don't see a pea. Oh, the pea shooter. Or an incense spinner. And he says, boys, let's get combat. And so I think that he's got 2 sons with him, and their names also start with V. So we'll do Veronica and Vanessa.
The V family.
The V fam. And we will just assign them some Troika initiative cards here. So now I need to ask you. This I think should be Bubble. I can't believe I forgot that. So that represents Bubble.
Yep.
This is your choice for your representation. That one, that one, that one, that one, or that one.
I'll take the cloak one, considering I have a cloak.
Okay. So we will give you 2 initiative cards. Let me just, please excuse me. I'm so sorry. I usually don't. So you do have a cloak. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so you get 2 of those. I will take this awesome looking helmet. And then because Bubble is just kind of a sidekick, we'll just get 1 initiative. And then we'll say that this is Velma. And then either one of these are either Brutus or Cassie, Veronica or Vanessa. And what we'll do here, and I just want to see how this works, this system, is we'll shuffle these up. And we'll just draw the cards, and when a person's thing comes up, they can just do a move. They can do their move. And we'll kind of do theater of the mind, but actually we won't at all. So what we'll do instead of theater of the mind, so there's these, is we'll do theater of the real. Oh, you know what? We should have done this. Let me just look at this really quick. Talk, run, hide. Yeah, it says a bunch of stuff that nobody's going to follow those directions. It says to like roll dice sparingly and don't get in fights, but come on. You're going to let this guy talk to us this way? No way.
Not on my watch.
Now, baby, you're going to have to help me with this part. We need to assign a different color for everything here.
Okay.
So this one is, well, maybe
orange.
Are any of these close?
The yellow ones. Wait, so slowly move your finger across. Stop.
I knew it.
No, the one. There's a slight delay. The third one in.
This.
Yes. Yeah, that is more yellow, but it's
then
yellow
for
and orange
this.
are fine. Yes.
Okay. And then this one.
The furthest bead to the right. Yep.
Okay. And then yours.
The furthest one on the left.
Okay. You know what? Why don't we just pause? I don't think it.
Okay.
And we're back. So this is our team. And
Yeah.
this is the jerks.
The V jerks.
So we'll say that movement can be. Well, we'll just do it so that everybody can move in by their first attack. And then also, this is a beautiful table that people could use for cover.
Nice.
All right. So, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
All right. Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So, you're in range. So, what you want to do, this is you, right?
Yes.
All right. So, you want to decide pretty much the only person you can't reach right now is the main jerk. So, do you want to, it doesn't really matter. Do you want to go towards me or towards Bubble?
I'll go towards you.
Thank you. All right. So now you're nearby, and what you want to do is you want to roll a D100, so the two D10s, and you need to get under your strength, or equal to or under. And your strength, I believe, is 29.
Yep.
So go ahead and roll, and then tell me what you got.
Okay. I got 88.
Okay. So you were like...
Oh no.
You ran up and you said, "Take this, creep," and then just completely whiffed.
Oh,
And Veronica's like, stupid. But never fear, because you get to attack again.
Yes. Okay. So I rolled the same thing again?
Yeah.
Okay. 13.
Okay, you did it. So now you do, because it's a punch to the face, roll roll 1d10 and tell me what you got.
8.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you actually hit for 4 HP, which is a really nice hit. But we just need to, I need like to figure out, I just need to look at like what, these guys are very like low level goons.
Okay.
And so I just need to find an enemy that is like, could fit their stats. So.
Like an equivalent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can't look at the last voyage of the Bean Barge, no matter how much you'd love that. Wouldn't you?
I would. I'm pro Bean Barge.
All right. So, all right, I found something. Oh, I found something called the Sleeping Giant, but I don't want to read that. Let's keep that as a surprise when we continue.
Secret.
Oh, I should be showing people this as I scroll through, but not the whole thing. Oh my gosh, there's something called Little Oregano's Games that could be played. There's someone called Little
We've got
Oregano.
We have to do a second episode so we can get to the seasoning portion of the game.
Well, Little Oregano seems like a person.
Oh.
Like because it's Oregano's
I hope he's
Plaza. Wise. All right, so we'll go to the. Oh no! Wait, no. There is the weeds have encounters. Okay, so we will say no. Broken bread saboteurs. I bet it's huskers. Yeah, huskers are. They have 7 AP, so that means that this. Wait, that can't be right. 7 AP? That's almost impossible. Oh, I see.
What does AP mean?
Wanderlings. AP means like the minimum number of damage you have to do to even harm them a bit. And so we're going to do wanderlings that have 0 AP. And so that means that this guy is down to 6. And he says, "Ow." And what was the nature of your attack? Like, what did you do? I know it was with your
I
hands.
don't have any weapons, right? So
Right.
it's just hands. Then I dig my finger guns really deep into his armpits.
Ooh, that does hurt. But it's coming.
Yeah.
It comes around now because our friend,
Oh, here we go.
laser shooter, which I didn't even choose the two other talents. Doesn't matter. We'll say needlework and okay, we'll do spell casting.
Mm-hmm.
We might as well so that we could use some chalk. All right, so let's look up how to do spell casting.
Okay. I'm interested to see how this thing works.
Okay, sprinkle, toss, or ingest at least one stick of chalk. He does have one stick of chalk. Using additional sticks of chalk, increase the spell's number of targets, range, or duration. And then you have to recite the spell's words, and he takes 1 stress. So he has grow limb, or was it sugar coating? I can't believe I'm actually even considering this. Like sugar coating? Rock candy coating, I think. Is that the one that's supposed to be? I don't know if it was rock candy, though. That must be it, because that's the only one that's candy related.
It was definitely something candy, but I can't remember the specifics.
Well, this is no good because it says that it coats the person in like sugar and makes it hard to hit them. So I would actually think that this maybe does that to you.
Yeah, is it like an armor for the person using it?
Yeah, so it takes 1 stress, so we'll add a stress as if we don't have enough. And then we have to make a heart check. And Bubbles' heart is 31. So let's try that.
Come on, Bubbles.
Bubbles, we've never asked for much.
We've never asked for anything.
39. But Bubbles has advantage in spell casting, so can roll again and then take the better roll.
Okay.
And this time rolled a 5, which is a great roll.
Nice.
And so Bubble is able to make the spell. And if you roll a success, your spell is good. Okay. So that means that you now have. Oh, there's a spell. Yeah, turn to curd still sounds good. So the target targets the caster or an adjacent character, granting them a thick, rigid sugar coating. You now have 10 AP, meaning that any attacks that aren't at least 10 do 0 damage to you for the rest of this combat. But, and this really sucks, spells don't come easy in this game.
Okay.
And so now, our old friend Bubble has to do a panic check.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Yeah, it's coming. So,
he might surprise us.
Let's just take a look. I think it's a roll under sanity, I think, usually. All right. Panic represents the unpredictable consequences of facing danger. When something particular... Okay. To make a panic check, roll 1d10 and compare the result with your current stress. Okay, so that means the only way that we can actually get a panic right now out of him is if he rolls a 1.
Don't do it to us, Bubble. You can.
He rolled
do
a 9.
better than
He rolled a 9. We're good.
Nice. Okay.
All right, so that's that. Now is me. This is actually great. I am going to... Do I have any like weapons? I do. I have a gun. So I'm
Okay.
I'm going to use a flare rifle.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stinks, though. And what if my banana falls? Oh, man.
You got to keep that thing safe.
So it's not worth it for me to roll a ranged attack for a flare rifle if it only does 1 damage. That stinks. I can't even do any more than that. Because I would just want something more, you know? Flare rifle. Damage 1. High intensity flares visible. Okay, so that's not even a weapon. It's just like to shoot a flare. So I'm going to go ahead and run up to this mongoose, and I'm going to just try and roll under my strength, or my, to roll under my strength, which is a stinky little 24. Now, I do think there's a way for you to help me.
Like I can assist?
Yeah, but I don't
know.
Can
I give you advantage, or?
No, I mean, I don't know how you'd be able to help me with this. Like, just be like, hey, good job.
Can I just cheer you on?
Yeah, I don't think it works that way, but, do I have anything? Oh, my skills. Oh, I chose chalk collecting. All right. Well, so I just got
I'll just shout, go, Jorma, go. Go, Jorma, go.
All right, I could roll under a 24. I've done that. And I got a 14. So,
yes.
I definitely hit, and I hit, well, for 1. Ow! My ear! I punched him, like, I punched as hard as I could, but with my finger out directly into his ear hole. So it was like
just a savage poke into the ear canal.
And like all he heard was like
nice.
So now down to 5. This will never end. Now it fights back, and if we take a look at our sheet here, he's not at full health. He's at 50% or less.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll roll a 1d10. This is Alex T's thing. He rolled a 4. Alternate attack. All right, we can make up an alternate attack. So his instinct is 20. That means all the checks are 20. Let's roll under 20. So let's even see. No, rolled a 95. So he tried to do he tried to do the weed whacker. He tried to go like this.
Ooh.
And
no, please, no.
And it just like grazed all of our stomachs. We were all like, hey. All right.
He just tickled us.
All right, big. That is me again. And I say, tickle me? No, sir. Tickle you. 97. Missed completely. All right. And then, hey, don't touch my brother-in-law. Somehow it's a brother-in-law. And so he's at full health. And so we will roll a 1d10. 9. Attempt to leverage the terrain. Oh, okay. So he's going to jump onto the table and try to do a jumping attack, which I think there should be some risk involved, don't you? Like,
he could wobble and fall by accident.
And he rolled a 45, so he indeed did. So he said, "Stay away from my brother. Hiya!" and I think hit himself for, we'll do this divided by 2. Okay.
He sprains his ankle.
0.5. Yeah. He says, "Ow, I twisted my ankle, but no injury." And we all go, okay. And then combat continues. Oh, big Robert. What's his Velma.
Velma.
Full health. 4. Alternate attack. So I think it's called the Big Bellow. And has to roll under 40. And if it hits, it's a 5 on everyone inside this cone. So that includes his own stepson-in-law.
He isn't taking any prisoners.
So he came and he went, Achoo! And he sneezed. He failed. So
Ew.
now it's the end of the round. And I'm going to have to say, and so on and so forth there, because we're 2 hours and 15 minutes into the video.
Are we really?
Yeah. I mean, I think you came on at about a half hour in. Maybe I could be wrong. But so what do you think? Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. I want to get on like our way and see what adventures and chaos we can cause on the way to the goal.
Yeah, I mean, that was like, I think that's a very typical like first session, because it's like you got to set a lot up, you got to figure out who everything is, but hey, like all of it is part of the journey, you know.
And I do think the eventual death of Bubbles will maybe bring us closer to being brothers.
I think so too, because I think that there is like, to me, Bubbles is the worst person ever. Like, that's how I feel. I don't want to like make it weird, but like I feel like I hate him and he sucks.
And like somehow he is to blame for the medicine going missing.
Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
He just has bad energy.
He might be the main antagonist of the series.
He could be. We'll keep an eye out.
All right. Well, thank you for playing. That was a lot of fun. I love playing with you.
Oh, thanks. Do you think I did an okay job?
I think you did great. In fact, I think I would want to get. I probably should have let you create the story a little bit more. I just get so revved up.
Yeah, but listen, then we just would have ended up with too much jam. Like, we can have some is fine, but you can't live your whole life just like following jam.
I did not mean to start playing the outro. Did you hear?
What is this, the Oscars? And I'm getting pushed off the stage.
I literally did not mean to do that. I was like hovering over it, trying to find the button, and I dragged it.
My God.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm so sorry. We must be going. Take care of everyone. Take care of each other, and most of all,
yeah,
death to Bubbles.
Death to Bubble.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Wait, do I leave now?
Wait, hold on. It's not it's still going. And
Oh.
now